we're going to be printing up a storm, right? I mean, the inflation numbers came out today. They were in line. So I guess that means that Powell can drop rates, right? What does all of this mean? It just means melt up or inflation versus growth or inflation as growth? What are you thinking?
Let's take a look at the world. Take a look at the top 10 countries in the world. America's doing great compared to the other ones. China's doing lousy because of their 3 years of zero COVID policy. And with every boom, there's a bust. You look at China's GDP before Bill Clinton allowed them to come into the World Trade Organization.
Right.
It's like this from 1970, 2001, 2 weeks after 9/11, they become officially in. It booms. With every boom, there's a bust. They overbuilt the place. Well, you have 30% of China's GDP is real estate related, and it's a real estate bust. They way overbuilt, and then 3 years of zero COVID policy made a terrible situation very worse. Let's take a look at Germany, number 3 economy in the world. They're officially in a recession.
Yep.
And you go back to 2019, before the COVID war began, they were a fraction away from a recession. And you look at other countries in Europe, they're near recession. France is doing terrible. Italy, one after the they're all going down. India, well, that's the 5th largest. Oh, they just lowered interest rates because their economy is going down as well. Let's see. Canada just lowered their interest rates 50 basis points.
Well, isn't this all about sticking that soft landing?
They're all going down. They need, again, people forget tracking trends is an understanding of where we are and how we got here to see where we're going. What happened with the COVID war, the damage it has caused is incalculable.
Yes.
Let's go back to January 2020. It's launched in China on their Chinese Lunar New Year, the year of the rat. One country after another, take the United States, zero interest rate policy to artificially jack up the economy that was totally locked down. Oh, except for the, let's see, who was allowed to stay open? Oh, the big chains were allowed to stay open because they own the country. Oh, and the where you buy booze, right? Yeah, you could. Oh, they're allowed. The liquor stores are allowed to stay open. You know why the liquor stores are allowed to stay open? Because of the high tax rates you got to pay when you buy booze. So the politicians who never work a day in their life could get their dough.
Yep.
So now the whole economy should have crashed. Oh no, it didn't crash. Housing prices boomed. Oh, you pumped in trillions of dollars of fake money all around the world to artificially prop up the economies. That should have crashed. So now you saw the inflation numbers. They raised interest rates finally after saying the inflation was only temporary and transitory.
Right.
So now they're lowering interest rates because their economies are going way down. Canada lowered their interest rates 50 basis points, and one after another are lowering their interest rates. So you're seeing gold prices go back way up again. It's very simple. The lower interest rates go, the higher inflation is going to go.
Exactly.
And the higher gold prices are going to go. And now you go back to the United States. Let's go back to 2018 when he was president. The worst equity markets since 1931. What did he do? He forced Powell to lower interest rates, which Powell did in January 2019. Artificially propped up the equity markets. Oh, what happened in September? Oh, we'll forget about that. It was called the repo crisis because of all the fake money going in there and how they jacked the thing up and all the banksters needed more money. And then what happened? Oh, take a look at the economy in 2019. It wasn't doing great.
No,
and then the COVID war begins in January 2020. So regardless of why it should bust, they're going to do everything they can this year to keep the boom going.
So do you think we're in melt-up phase? I mean, significant melt-up phase? Because doesn't that typically happen before a hyperinflationary event as well, or as we're entering one?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's artificial. The middle class is going to continue to suffer.
Yeah.
Go back, by their deeds you shall know them. Trump lowered taxes in 2017 for the major corporations. According to the Tax Policy Center, the 1% got 64% of the benefits of the tax cuts. Not my
Shocking.
numbers, their numbers.
Yeah, shocking.
Number two, he said they were going to use this money for capital improvements, meaning they're going to create jobs by creating capital improvements.
Yep.
2018 comes along. It was the biggest year of stock buybacks in history.
Yep. And we're seeing a lot of that activity today, too.
Got it. And you're going to see a lot more merger and acquisition activity as well.
Exactly.
So the bigs are going to get bigger. And we, the plantation workers of Slavelandia, are going to get poorer.
So if they're spending all of this money and doing tax cuts at the same time, what would you say the implications of that are?
Well, they say that they're going to bring down the debt levels by, cutting government jobs, which, by the way, I'm all in favor of.
Right.
I was the assistant to the Secretary of the New York State Senate. I was on the other side. The people that get government jobs are little lowlives that can't get jobs in the real world and suck into the political system. They create nothing but steal dough. But will they be able to balance it off by cutting enough jobs? And that remains to be seen. And then when you look at the real debt level, no, it's not $36 trillion. What they say, it's about $260 trillion when you put in Social Security and all the other money that the government owes back.
Yeah.
So it's going to just temporarily, that's why we're saying this year, the coming year, 2025, minus a wild card. And you never could predict the wild cards. Look what's just happened in Syria.
Right.
Minus a wild card, we see the equity markets going up this year. We see gold prices going up this year. The lower interest rates go, the deeper the dollar falls. The deeper the dollar falls, the higher gold prices go up. That's not rocket science.
No, it's actually pretty simple. But when you're talking about those government jobs, since aren't those like a lot of what's getting added to, we just had job numbers out and they didn't look so bad, but isn't a lot of that from government jobs?
Yeah, a good number was government jobs, but you know what the major one was health services. And the other one, restaurant and those kind of services.
Right.
So jobs that pay nothing. Jobs that pay nothing. By the way, the whole immigration issue, again, we only write about the facts. You go into Marshalls, go into Targets, go into Kohl's, go into any of these places. You walk in on the door, help wanted, full-time, part-time. And now you listen to the people talk, hardly anyone speaking English. They wanted the immigration for cheap labor because they're not paying. Here, I have a cousin whose grandson graduated Sarah Lawrence College in New York City, one of the top in New York. It took him 2 years to get a job. He got a stupid degree, in art history and journalism.
Oh, yep.
He's working for Target now, $16 an hour.
Well, that's really having like a huge impact too, because it's the younger people that are stepping up to the plate now and going back to, of all things, cash, which is kind of surprising, but also are buying gold.
Very few, they see the future, but again, the future's off limits. It's not allowed. Here, we're going to be going into the new year, right?
Right.
Go to any of the major ones from the New York Times. They call themselves the paper record. I call them the toilet paper record. You go to Wall Street Journal, $5 a day, you're getting nothing anymore.
Yep.
Not one of them, not one of the major networks, not one will be talking about the trends that will be shaping the future in 2025. Instead, what they're going to be doing, this is what happened in 2024. What the hell do I care what happened in 2024?
Right.
I know what happened in 2024. What's going to happen in 2025? We're not going to tell you because we don't know. Oh, and again, by the way, when I talk about the immigration issue, this is one of a best-selling book, Trends 2000. They changed the immigration issue two times. And I'm Vietnam War era. they allowed immigrants to come in. They changed it because they were drafting all the guys and they needed more labor. Number two, when the whole internet revolution began, everybody forgot this. Again, that slime ball, that murderer. Oh, this was one of my T-shirts when he ran for office back in 1992. Slick Willie, beware of Slick Willie.
Mm-hmm.
All right. He gave us the H-1B visas.
I love your movement and also the sound money movement. We have to take our power back as citizens, don't we? I mean, and do you I think it's possible. Do you think it's possible?
Of course it's possible. Don't we need it? Again, you can't do it without any dough.
But you know, there are 8.4 billion people in this world. And I learned many things from you, but one thing that you talked to me about was how the revolution took just 3% of very vocal people and there was a revolution. And I think what we're seeing around the world is the rise of populism again, but with the, right? I mean, I definitely want you to comment on that. I'm going to stop talking because you had a big reaction to that.
You're 100% right. That's what I was saying when you said populism. Just what's going on. Once upon a time, there was a guy by the name of Samuel Adams, one of the founding fathers. It does not take a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority, keen on setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men. Yeah, I'm angry. You bet I'm angry. I don't like my money being stolen, going to kill people in other countries. I don't like my, we just gave how many, $7 billion for some company to make chips? Yeah. I'm a big company. We could get money from the government. Well, there's a guy that I don't like so much, but he's Italian. His name was Mussolini. The merger of state and corporate powers, by his definition, is fascism. All right? And that's what you got here. The merger of state and corporate powers. The corporate powers are in charge.